Hello and welcome, guys. Today we're looking at several predictions on the future price of Bitcoin from multiple sources, including an anonymous viral forecast, which sees Bitcoin's price at $87,000 by next year. So remember to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So kicking off with that prediction, this was originally posted on 4chan back in January and has suddenly gone viral, catapulting to the top of the Bitcoin subreddit, and it appears to outline a course of action for Bitcoin's price, leading all the way to November 2020, where the anonymous analyst suggests that Bitcoin's price climax could be around 87,000, adding that charts never lie. Now, bear in mind that this was posted back on January 21st, when Bitcoin was still very much in the grips of the bear market, with a price of around 3.5k, and only having found a bottom a month prior. But despite this lack of positive sentiment and with no clue to go on other than chart analysis, the analysts actually managed to accurately predict that Bitcoin would hit 5.3k in April and go on to reach 9.2k in July. So on April 3rd, Bitcoin smashed the first target of 5.3k, and Bitcoin first reached the second target in late June. So slightly earlier than anticipated, but having said this, Bitcoin hit its yearly high of almost 14k in late June and slumped to a monthly low of 9.1k in July. So technically, the analysis was spot on. So the next target stands at 16k by October of this year, and as we can see from the mock-up chart of the original prediction, other targets see Bitcoin hitting 29k by February next year, 56k by July, and then finally 87k by November 2020. So can Bitcoin do it? Well, in order to hit 16k and be on target for October, Bitcoin needs to gain around 58.4 from today's price of around 10.1k. Now, as for a catalyst for this presumed growth, and moving on to our second prediction for Bitcoin, a recent report by OKEx revealed that Bitcoin could be on its way to range within 14k by the end of the year, providing that the Federal Reserve continues to cut rates. So OKEx notably cite the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and his symposium at the Jackson Hole meeting, which nodded towards imposing further rate cuts. So Powell suggested that the economy was facing significant risks and noted the several glaring pieces of evidence for the growing instability of the global economy, including the possibility of a no-deal Brexit, the dissolution of the Italian government, and a nod to the China-US trade war. Now, further to this, according to OKEx, the FedWatch tool, a measure of the probability of rate cuts, noted that there's a 77% chance that a quarter percentage cut will take place in October, and another 50% chance that there will be a further cut before Christmas. As we saw in the last Fed rate cut, Bitcoin seems to respond fairly positive to such events, and more analysts peg BTC as a hedge against these global economic uncertainties. But the most bullish end of year prediction comes from Pantera Capital CEO Dan Moorhead, who suggested on an episode of the Unchained podcast that 42k was in store for Bitcoin before the end of 2019, provided that its historical compound annual growth rate continued on its current trajectory. So citing this historical growth rate, Moorhead went on to state that if this data was extrapolated out, Bitcoin could reach $122,000 by next year and $356,000 the year after. How's that for bullish? Pretty crazy. But that's all from me today. I'll pass it over to you. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.